It's Resurrection Sunday. What does that mean? That means that Jesus rose. He got up out of the grave like he said he would. So guess what? I wanted to share a little story with you guys. Short, quick story with you guys. Many, many years ago, I accepted Christ. And I didn't know I was even accepting Christ really. I was just desperate and I needed him so bad. These little scars right here, as I was putting on my makeup this morning, I was looking at my scars, and the scars are from staples. Well, I had staples in my throat, and I had thyroid surgery, and they took them out, but they left the staples in too long. So it made a lot of scarring. But I had to wear a trachea for about a year, almost a year and a half, really. And this trachea helped me breathe. I had to wear it to work. I just had to wear the trachea to save my life. But I remember one morning I had been back and forth to the doctor, and the doctors told me, they said, Miss Burns, we suggest that you keep the trachea in for the rest of your life. He said it would give you better breathing ability and, just a better quality of life because it was hard for me to breathe on my own. But let me tell you something, guys. I promise you, I did not know God that well. I had prayed and asked God to heal me, but I was starting this journey, understanding who the Lord was, and I just was sick. I was sick all the time, and I couldn't breathe on my own. And I prayed and I asked God to heal me. So I told the doctors, I don't want to keep it in. I just don't want to keep it in. I had prayed about it. So guys, one morning I got ready to get up out my bed, and the trachea, let me show it to you. It's like a two-piece thing. It goes in your throat. It was laying on my pillow. It was connected to a Velcro strap, and it was laying on my pillow. It hadn't come out of the hole in my neck, and it was laying on the pillow. So when I got to surgery, because they had to close up the hole that was actually, internal and on the outside. When the doctors came out of surgery, when I came out of surgery and I was in recovery and I woke up, he told me that the hole had pretty much closed on its own. And why am I telling this story? I'm just telling because I can say what God had did for me. He had healed me. Y'all see how I sound? It takes so much for me to breathe and talk at the same time. But God, let me tell you something. That was back in 2005, and it's 2026. And I haven't had these things in my throat since 2005. God has put breath in my body and able for me to breathe. Another note, when I had this and when they took it out, I could only talk like this. This is all you could hear. I could not talk. You couldn't hear me. I got on my knees and I prayed and I asked God to heal me. And I told God, I say, heal me, because first of all, I didn't want to die. Number two, I had small children and I asked God to heal me. I said, my children need me. And I know many of you have heard me tell this story before, but I just have to retell it every time. And a day like today that we realize that Jesus rose from the dead, I just want to let somebody know he'll rise up in you as well if you let him. If you trust him. I trusted God to heal me, and he did. And there are days, look, like I got a little handicap tag that's in my car, because sometimes I can't walk because I can't breathe as well as I would if I'd have had, both of my vocal cords, because they had to take out half of one. But let me tell you something, y'all. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? This is how I was. But can you hear me now? Can you see what God has done in your life? I see what God has done in my life. And I promised God that night I was on my knees staples from here to here. They were bleeding, that pus everywhere. And I got on my knees. I asked my husband to help me get on my knees, and I prayed and I told God, if you heal me, I'll always keep your name in my mouth. Y'all, I was not saved. I hadn't even accepted Christ. But let me tell you something. God kept me to my word because he kept coming back to me. Let me know. You see, if I heal you, you would always keep your name, my name, in your mouth. And he checked me. He checked me. He checked me on my word. And I want to tell you now, if you trust God, you believe in him, keep on keeping his name in your mouth. Accept him today, not tomorrow, right now. Keep his name in your mouth and stay on this battlefield. Because let me tell you, I haven't been more happier in my life since the day that I accepted Christ I am today. And you guys, I'm sick just about every day. It takes everything for me to get out of the bed and go to work every single day. But I thank God for what he put in me. I thank God for the ability, for the opportunity to go to work, to get a job, to have a job, and just be there and be able to learn and do my job. Let me tell you something. Life ain't easy, but it's easier with the Lord. I promise you that. So that is my little rant today. Let me show you. Let me turn this around for you guys can actually see what I was working with. Here it is, you guys. This is the tube in its entirety. It ties in. You can untwist it. But yeah, I just want to say this thing was in my throat for a year, and I was unable to breathe on my own without it. And just think, this was one of the bigger ones. They put a tinier one in there so I could breathe, but that hole got smaller and smaller. But let me just tell you something. I trusted God, and this thing came out of my throat back in 2005, and it is 2026, and God has been helping me breathe ever since. I trust the Lord with everything I am and everything I have. I trust the Lord. Continue to trust God, you guys. You cannot fail. All right. Till the next time, you guys. Bye for now.